there's a website. You probably already knew about this. McBroken.com.
No, that's
Yes.
brilliant.
Philadelphia is like the number one city on here. At least on my end, it's showing
Now-
22.5% of McFlurry machines.
No wonder why they're so angry in
That's-
that town.
Dude, I gotta tell you.
That would make me racist too, honestly.
If
Boston's
there was-
got to be up there.
listen, there is so many misnomers and misconceptions about rural white people in America. You guys all know it. You see it. I have never met anybody more racist than the people that I know from Philadelphia. They are the most racist people I've ever met in my life.
We did it. We're back. The voice you're hearing, it's me. It's Matt. It's Beard Laws. You know this by now. You got Brandon J. McDermott, the newest triple dad of the bunch. And you've been whacking off, a veteran of the triple dad bunch. What's up, dudes? We got Flemmy. It's allergy season everywhere. At least your weather's a little bit nicer than ours, so.
It's beautiful here. I don't know. Brandon, it's probably similar. Like, are you upper 70s right now as well?
79 degrees, low humidity, a little breezy outside. But come tomorrow, and I will.
I beg pardon?
Come tomorrow night. It's supposed to go from this to 29, 28 degrees, which it's not too cold, but it's that weird sweet spot to where it could come between freezing and not freezing, to where we're going to get 2 to 5 inches of God knows what. And that's what I usually tell her.
We had snow at the time of the recording today, lots of it. Yesterday, tornado warning. The day before, 55. So we're getting all of the seasons in a couple of days. I know you guys are always like, oh, that's that Midwest weather. Well, it's also Northeast weather, Midwest weather, all of the same. I guess we're pretty close on the same latitudes. Isn't that a term that they tried to teach us in school years ago?
Yeah. Isn't that funny how we all, I could probably say 5 or 6 different weather sayings, and you can interchange them for your area and my area, and you've probably heard them 100 times. Wait a couple of hours and the weather will be different, kind of a thing. We've all had days where you wake up in the morning and the heat is on, you get home. I literally got into my car and I'm turning the air on, like those kind of, that's the season we're in, where it's like, fuck, it's cold. Oh my God, it's so hot. Why did I wear a sweater?
I usually bring like a light jacket or whatever. And then I usually start jacking it. But 10 a.m. I'm like, damn, it'd be nice if there wasn't such a breeze. It'd be nice if the sun came out. And then the sun does come out. And you're like, if I could wear shorts right now, blind everybody with these white-ass legs.
Do you guys have the same thing going on? Usually when it's super nice out, it's super windy, so it's not really that nice and you can enjoy it? Okay.
Yes.
Thought it was just potentially here. Like the other day, it was like, oh, it's beautiful. It's 55. We're at this tournament. We're going outside and enjoy the sun. 15 to 20 mile an hour breeze, all of the sand that they use to, keep the parking lots and stuff there just blowing all over the place. And it's like, so much for that vitamin D.
It's in every single time that I'm outside. That's what I feel like there's like 80 mile an hour winds just blowing and you're like getting dirt in your eye and everything. It feels like you're in a sandstorm and a tornado mixed in with a decent breeze, or not breeze, decent sunlight. When it comes out, you're like, oh, this ain't so bad. Like, I can handle this wind. You can't. It's miserable.
Yep.
Can't burn anything either. They're constantly reminding you, like, hey, it's a red flag warning. Is that what they said? I was like, I thought that was in the ocean. What is this? What is this?
I thought they put out red flags for divers.
Do you guys get any red flag warnings where you're at, Matt?
Well, we call them burn bans. We make it easy.
That's what they used to be here, I thought. And then I get on the weather and they're like, hey, red flag. And I'm like, oh, I must be like...
What are they, challenging the play?
That's what I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how many do we get? This shit's lasted for like 18 hours as well. It feels like DirecTV when they used to come by. They're like, hey, we'll be there between 7 a.m. and maybe midnight.
So maybe a red flag warning means warm temperatures, low humidities, and stronger winds are expected to combine to produce an increased risk of fire. If you're allowed to burn in your area, all burn barrels must be covered with weighted metal covers with holes larger than 3/4 of an inch. So, okay. I've never heard a red flag warning. So I guess they just say burn bans in effect. And then I don't think a lot of people talk about the actual weather, but it's a weather thing, huh?
Yeah,
I guess maybe we don't get them because we're right out at the first part, warm temperatures. We don't get those. We get low humidities, I bet, and strong winds. I don't think it's the warm weather, but yeah, every year they do burn ban, which is funny because we not only have a burn ban right now, but we also have flood warnings. So, and in the state of New York, I think they might have done away with burn barrels, which, man, I wish wasn't a thing. Are they allowed in your area?
Yes. Yeah, we still. I wish I had one. I know they're terrible, but I'm like, living out in the middle of nowhere, it's just much easier to burn some shit. I know it's terrible for the environment, and when people ask me why I don't do it, that's what I use as like my excuse. I'm like, oh yeah, just really environmental conscious, and they're like, you don't have a burn ban. I'm like, not a single one. The other one burnt through. Son of a bitch. Too lazy to get another one.
Yep. Yeah, they got rid of them in our state apparently because I just looked it up and it says, New York State prohibits burning trash or solid waste, including in burn barrels, which I know there's a person fairly close to me that is on a pretty busy road that has 2 burn barrels that is going all of the goddamn time, and I'm not sure how they haven't got a ticket.
I just realized in looking this up the difference between red flag warning and burn bans. I mean, I figured they were interchangeable, and they kind of are. Red flag warnings are issued by the Weather Service. Burn bans are issued by local county offices or whatever, So it's the red flag warnings, as you've been already explained what the conditions mean. It's basically saying the conditions are perfect for, something to happen that's not very great. But
a California moment.
Yeah.
You know what? This wouldn't have happened under what was the bear? I just lost it. Smokey the bear. Bring his ass back. Once they got rid of him, shit went south.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Do you guys remember? You brought up
bears, and I know you're a gay icon, but let's move past it. All right, I don't have a T-shirt for you to buy yet, so until I've been told
I am a bear.
Have you? You guys remember Scruff McGruff? There's a cartoon animal for you.
Wow,
for sure.
Am I the only one who remembers the little saying and the
take a bite out of crime, baby?
Chicago, Illinois, 60652.
Well, you're a nerd, bro. That's
yeah. I don't remember
get
that.
Pussy.
Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. I remember the song even. Anyway, take a bite out of crime.
I was going to say that's as far as I got, and then
I just want to say this: Scruff McGruff did more for me wanting to be a police officer than most police officers in my life.
Mm-hmm. What was the baseball player? Was it that was paired with it? Fred McGriff?
Yes.
Right?
My gosh.
Wasn't he? Didn't he have the nickname with the dog?
Yeah. McGriff and McGruff.
Wow, what a duo. They don't make them like that anymore. All right. So listen, I had a couple of things that I think should be fun. Brandon and myself kind of started to talk about this, and for whatever reason, a bunch of podcasts I'm listening to are doing something similar. So I said, let's put our take on it. And I think this is going to be a good thing. There's a lot of debate in the world over expiration dates on food. We're going to kind of do a little bit of a expiration date roulette. And we're going to say, did we eat it or do we eat it? So keep that in the back of your brain. But I had a couple of little weird food and life headlines that I think are going to make the boys and the listeners chuckle a little bit. And at the time of the recording, spoiler alert, it's St. Paddy's Day. This is a weird segue from it, but I was feeling nice. I just had to drop the kid off to dance class, the youngest, and I said, listen, why don't we go get you a Shamrock Shake? I don't drink that shit. I don't mess with mint ice cream. It's not for me. I barely like mint toothpaste. I'm not consuming it. But wouldn't you know, the goddamn shake machine is down on St. Paddy's Day. No Shamrock Shakes. And I'm telling you, that should be illegal. They should have to refund anybody that orders one, because there was at least 4 people in there that by the time we went in there that tried to order one. We tried to order one, and the drive-through kept going, no, unfortunately, our machine's down. That should be a crime, right? It should be illegal.
Yes. You can't. And I don't understand if they would quit hiring somebody else that comes to fix a machine. I guess that's the problem. They only have one specific vendor fixes these machines. Apparently, ridiculous. Have a backup, just a blender from Walmart, dude. Make me something. I don't care. I'm not picky. Just as long as there's ice cream in a cup and I can drink it through a straw, I'm sufficient. I can suffice on that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they can figure out a way to combat people wanting more money and then putting in kiosks, how can they not? That's just them being stubborn. They have the science to make soda taste better based on the way they ship it, make it in the straw. And you're telling me they haven't figured out a way to make sure that goddamn shake machine is up and work? I could see, I mean, let's be honest. If you're rolling through the drive-through at, let's say 9:30, 10 o'clock at night and you want a shake, all right, I'm going to be on, like, shakes machine's down. Why? Because it's almost midnight. Get something else that's not great for you. But when it's prime time, like between 4 to 7, 4 to 8, that shake machine's got to work.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and it might.
Yeah, I'll say this. I mean, we've all experienced McDonald's machines being down and not working, et cetera, et cetera. At the very least, don't have it, have them down completely from like November to March or something, but have a specific time that you're going to guarantee that you're going to have ice cream. If you're going to sell soft serve, you have to ensure it's something that you're promoting, that it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I honestly, I know there's like probably a website that shows like whether or not the McDonald's ice cream machine is down. But what is the percentage of is it less than 50 that your local McDonald's doesn't have ice cream growing? I mean, that's my question.
Yeah, what's more accurate, the local weatherman predicting the weather or the shake machine being down? And let me ask you this point here. We all have local ice cream stores, right, near us. Have you ever been to a local ice cream store, whether it's a small mom and pop or any ice cream store? Have you ever been told that their soft serve machine has been down? I never have.
The only place that I've seen it consistently is Casey's. I love me some Casey's gas station, but there are times where we're out in the middle of nowhere, ball games, Matt, you know how it is. And there's the only thing available is this gas station, and they have excellent pizza.
They're a pretty big chain, right?
I mean, at least in the Midwest, I believe they are. Like, their pizza is stellar. Brandon and I, we'll always talk, we'll praise Casey's all day. Unfortunately, the ice cream machine is typically down. That and their icing machine. Blasphemous. Fix that shit.
But so you have a local ice cream shop probably near you, right? Like that just does has their machine ever been down?
Never. I worked at Dairy
I'm starting to think that maybe this is a conspiracy theory. Maybe it's just bigger chains that are like, we make enough money anyways. The hell with it. And maybe it's just not trained employees or lazy employees that just don't want to keep it going.
Well, and why not just have more than one? Because, I mean, that's another thing as well. Like, have a backup one. You make this much money and you can't put a backup McFlurry machine? I'm McPissed.
Yeah, I mean, in our area, there's 2 drive-through windows that they never use. Just put the other soft serve ice cream milkshake thing in that other drive-through. What about a drive up, make your own milkshake, and then if it's down, then use the other one? McDonald's, you listening?
So many ideas.
What's the closest McDonald's to you? What town?
For me?
Euban.
Oh.
They're both probably about 25 miles.
Maryville?
Maryville's probably, I'd say it's probably like 23, rounding up, so yeah.
So I shared in the chat, there's a website, you probably already knew about this, McBroken.com.
No, that's brilliant.
So you can, and I was looking at mine, I have 2 in my town, and both of them are working right now. And so,
well, I'm going to get on here right now, and if it's obviously it's irrelevant at the time there, but I'm gonna look at mine. I'm gonna say shit's broken. It tells you green light, red light, huh? Interesting. 11.7% apparently are currently broken. 22.5% in Philly, 20% New York are broken. Interesting.
You know what? It's according to this, it is saying that I only have 2 broken in like a 60-mile radius. That's saying something because there's only 1 down in Kansas City. That can't be accurate. Well, I guess it's only showing me 1 in Kansas City.
Shit, the place.
I'm seeing more I'm seeing like 5 or 6 in Kansas City just by looking. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the place that I wanted to report that it was not, it already says it's not working. I don't know how they know this. I don't know how McBroken works, but actually I'm going to click it because it says, how does this website work? Now, this person, Rashik, says they reverse engineer McDonald's internal API and currently placing an order with 18,752 every minute at every McDonald's in the U.S. to figure out which locations have a broken ice cream machine.
So they don't have people reporting it. They just have like a machine that does it.
It sounds like they have a machine that reaches out every so often to place an order to see if it comes in out of stock or something.
Now that's
naturally, Philadelphia is like the number 1 city on here. At least on my end, it's showing
Now-
22.5% of McFlurry machines.
No wonder why they're so angry in that town.
Dude, I gotta tell you.
That would make me racist too, honestly.
If
Boston's got to be up there.
Listen, there is so much misnomers and misconceptions about rural white people in America. You guys all know it. You see it. I have never met anybody more racist than the people that I know from Philadelphia. They are the most racist people I've ever met in my life. And they're
West Virginia's up there. West Virginia's up there.
I think it's tough to just clump an entire place, and say they are or aren't. But even just saying Philadelphia, I feel terrible in saying that.
I don't.
But I've got some friends from Kensington, which is not a great area of Philly. And they are the most white trash. Just do not know, like everybody in their families are alcoholics, which is unfortunate. And just the most, you wouldn't want to fall asleep in their house, because something may come up missing. A kidney, your wallet, a load you had.
3 kids.
Your virginity.
Yeah, well, that's Kensington. I'm sure that the rate of that has been gone for a while. But we were talking McDonald. We were talking angry. We're still talking angry. Did you guys hear about in Louisville, Kentucky? Probably pretty racist as well. That a man got arrested for assault over cold French fries. I don't know if you guys heard this. This is within the last couple of weeks. A person named, I'm going to say this wrong, but I'm going to go with Manja James Wooten. Monjah. How would you guys say that? Manja? Manha? Manja?
Honestly, when people start spelling things, my mind goes everywhere. I don't know what it is. People are like, hey, all right. If I'm on the phone for work, I'm terrible at my job.
Could you say that again, please?
They'll spell their email, and I'm writing something down that's completely opposite of what they're telling me. And I'm just like, damn. That's a symptom for something. I need a pill for it because I need help.
Yeah, that is definitely a symptom. But old Manja James Wooten, 25, was arrested after allegedly shooting at a Wendy's employee. It says in the headline, shooting a Wendy's employee during an argument over cold French fries. It obviously escalated when James Wooten, he went through the drive-thru, got some fries, was pissed they were cold, then walked into the place, started screaming, shooting, and then allegedly, the employee shoots back. Not very good shots, and they sustained a couple of injuries. Thankfully, everybody survived, and there was an arrest for the person coming in to do there. So, let's be honest. We're in a different mind frame. We've been pissed off. Cold fries isn't going to be something that is going to escalate that quickly. But if you get some cold fries, are you at least somebody that's going to go back in and be like, listen, these things are ice cold? Or I know in at least you, but in myself's case, by the time that we get home anyways, the fries are cold. But if it comes right out of the drive-thru, you go to grab one and they're cold as hell. Are you just going with it? Or are you going to go back and be like, listen, I want some new fries?
Normally, I wouldn't complain, because I've watched Waiting so many times, but I feel like it's all about your approach and how you, just explain the situation. As long as you're not coming out guns hot like a dickhead, they'll usually fix it. Be like, oh, sorry, man, you're done with kids and potheads. I can relate, to one of those things. But yeah, valid crash out though, because Wendy's fries are delicious, top tier French fry, sea salt all the way. But no guns ablazing though.
No.
So I've talked to you guys about the Taco Bell in my area.
Think so?
I think so, but I'm just going to say yes because we love Taco Bell and food.
That's okay. So we went there 6 months ago, and I tell you, it took me an hour in drive-through. It took me a full hour in drive-through, bro. And there was only 8 cars ahead of us. It wasn't, it was insides were closed because they're short staffed and stuff. They're doing the best they can. They're just workers trying to do their job. Management or whoever just fucked up somewhere. Who knows? Whatever. But we went back and I ordered on the app, and there was same amount of cars ahead of us. It didn't take this long this time. It took 20 minutes. Wasn't too bad. I get to the front and they give me, first of all, they go, what did you have? And I go, I had the mobile order, Brandon McDermott. And, oh, all right, man. All right, cool. Then they hand me a bag and I go, what about my drinks? He goes, you didn't have any. And I was like, are you sure? And I go, oh no, I You're probably right. I didn't even chat at this point. Like, it was the equivalent of him trying to spell something to me. I couldn't, like, in the moment of thinking there's people behind me, they're in a hurry, I'm trying to open the app to find stuff. I couldn't, like, quite make it work to have everything open up and read it. So I was just like, you're probably right. Don't worry about it. It's fine. He goes, but you are missing an enchilada here. He goes, you sure? I can get you a drink, man. You want a drink? I go, no, dude, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The point being, and I go, appreciate what you do. Thanks for everything, blah, blah, blah. We have this terrible Facebook page of, and I'm sure you guys will have it too. It's called Hastings Complaints and Confessions. And everybody
don't
posts,
have one of those, thankfully.
Everybody, oh my God, everybody posts anonymously. And so it's just the most hideous, gross stuff from people threatening and calling each other diddlers to which, if that's accurate, you should turn it into the police and these diddlers should be taken to jail. Like, everybody agrees with that.
And but, the police is monitoring that page.
Oh, they should be. But the thing is these vigilantes think they're going to go out and be scruff McGruff, but in reality, they're not. They're just going to have an actual law enforcement investigation.
And somebody's potential life.
And cause, exactly, other children or somebody else to be hurt. Blah, 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 blah. One of the big things they also complain about is just every fast food restaurant. Sonic takes too long. Taco Bell takes too long. Wendy's burgers were cold. I bit into a chicken nugget that wasn't all the way cooked, Have you contacted the location to tell them that you had a problem? No. Well, listen, now you're causing, it breeds this self-hatred of everything here, and nobody supports businesses, and it just drives me bonkers is what it does.
And it's even worse because if that happens to a mom and pop shop or, a smaller business.
And it does.
And nobody goes there anymore. But at McDonald's, and I think we've probably talked about it, any of those fast food ones mess it up. Let's be honest. You waited an hour, had shitty service. Have you been back to that Taco Bell?
Well, right. I have. But to your point, too, they also have the means to, within reason, there are franchisees. So it's like still a person making a risk. But they have the means within reason to try to, get through the storm, so to speak. A small mom and pop business, they don't got that. You get 1, 2, or 3 chances to get somebody, and if you don't, you don't. And then there's this forever opinion of their chicken fried steak was chewy. They don't bake their own pizza crusts, like whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Oh, that's a third world problem.
We use Chipotle a lot, and last Thursday, I like B-dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings, their BOGO boneless special on Thursday. Delicious. Fight me, I don't care if they are boneless, whatever. Chicken nuggets, delicious. The missus wanted a burrito. Got a burrito. Got home. It was a completely different burrito. She wanted chicken. There was steak in there. There was corn in there. Which she's like, I'm still going to eat it. She's like, but it's not what I ordered. And I was like, you know what? Wow, we just drove all that way. It's not cheap for a burrito there. And I was like, I'm going to call them up and just let them know. Trying to get this free, or something, And
yeah, you'll be back.
So I called the store, and you can never get a hold of anybody. And they're like, hey, if you want to talk about an incorrect order, just visit the app. And I'm like, it can't be this easy. Click on Pepper is the little helpful assistant over there. Went through it. They're like, hey, this is your recent order. Is this correct? I'm like, yep, boom, boom. And they're like, so sorry that happened. We've refunded it to your card, or not. So we didn't refund your card. We gave you enough points on the app to get another entree for free. And I'm like, okay, like that was quick. That was actually not bad. I didn't have to speak to anybody. Shout out to Chipotle, whatever you call it. Delicious. Rectify the situation.
We were driving through in Arby's the other day. They had the meats, and when we popped in, I just did a quick online order. Slow for a deal. Went in, and they're like, "What's the name on it?" So I tell them. No, the last name. So I tell them. Okay, we just have to confirm because you wouldn't believe the amount of people that just come in and then just take the to-go orders and then leave. And I'm like, no, I would, but I think that I would ask more questions than the last name because I can read it on the monitor. And she goes, that's a good idea. We need a better process. And I'm like, you guys are Arby's.
Well, you notice McDonald's just has a shelf. You just come pick it up from the shelf like that. There's no way it's 100% people are getting their stuff.
Have you ever thought about just going in there and taking one? Because I think about it all the time, but I'm never ballsy enough to do it.
I'm not ballsy enough either. I thought about,
like, I don't, respectfully, if I'm to the point in my life, I'm stealing food. Like, things are bad, boys. But yes, I think about other people doing it. And if I was in a certain spot, I'd probably do it and I wouldn't, whatever. But the other thing I was going to say with this is this is something I've thought of for a long time. And we've talked about this on the show. And I think this is why this is such a great show is because we talk about consumerism, we talk about the cost of living, we talk about the cost of food. The cost of fast food has gone up, and it's gone up to the point of how much it costs to cook at home and how much you're getting out of it. Or it's also surpassing, if not going past, actually going to, I can go to Applebee's and get 3 things for $10.99 now. You can't do that at McDonald's. And so, like, there are restaurants like Applebee's, they're not all of them doing this, but like that are trying to stay ahead of the curve. And that's what's good about capitalism, is that, you know, the best survive, so to speak. I apologize, my daughter.
Dad.
Dad.
I love it because mine are a little bit older, so I don't get those moments anymore where it's dad, until it's like, what? What are you doing?
Family, like that traditional Family Guy moment.
Yeah. I just heard like 1 or 2 dads at the end.
But anyway, so my point with that is just to say this, is that we're all aware of this. This isn't new. We've talked about it 100 times probably in the last 2 years, individually in our lives, on the podcast, and probably on TikToks or whatever else. I'm to the point where shit gets up so much. I know it's your money, so I'm not saying this is right for you. I'm saying this is what I do with my life, okay? I'm not saying you should do this because I think I have the best idea for everybody. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what I do is I just say, it's a roulette wheel. And I may get all 20 items I ordered from Taco Bell. And trust me, yes, it's that big when I order from Taco Bell. It's for a family of 4, for the record. But 19 out of the 20 or 20 out of the 20, I'm not getting that. You're getting 15. You got like 14 of them correct and they missed 6, you know, or something like that.
Or sometimes you order 20, you get 26. Sometimes you order 20, you get 15, like you said.
I didn't order a cheeseburger. Okay. But my point is this is either do like Euban did, and there's nothing wrong with that. Go through the app, contact the manager, do what you got to do, or just live with what you got and realize when you go to fast food, you're working with not low skilled, but low wage workers. You're working with people who are probably high because God bless them. They have to deal with people like you going through the fort. I'm not talking to you boys. You know what I mean? And
I'm offended.
And I was going to say, I'm app only. They don't have to listen to me.
Well, I've got an email you can contact, and we'll get back to you. But, you know, like, who cares? It's food. If it's that big of a deal, and you've been experiencing this enough to say, this is the 5th time, learn your lesson and stay at home, Marjorie.
Yeah, Marjorie, little bitch. I like Marjorie instead of Karen. Reminds me of butter. Hey, you did say roulette. You know what that triggers? This triggers expiration date roulette. I'm going to name a couple of items, and we can go free flow as much as you want, but more importantly, you're still going to try it. You're still going to drink it, eat it, whatever. First one's got to be milk. The expiration date is over. Do you drink the milk? It's fine. Or are you a team instantly dump it down the drain?
It's got to pass the sniff test. And the problem is that I'm usually drinking from it, so now I'm going to have to smell from a fucking milk container that had my mouth on it from a week ago, maybe. So let's hope it doesn't stink. But if it passes the sniff test and it doesn't even smell a little bit bad, I'm probably going to drink it.
I'm a firm believer that there's like a 48-hour rule on milk past the expiration date. Once it goes past that, even if I sniff it and it passes the sniff test, I'm like, I don't trust it. So I'm 48 hours because I've sniffed it even before the expiration date and thought it smelled like ass. And so I may have dumped a good milk down before, but I don't know.
See, I have to go with the taste test because sometimes the seal on the milk will stink just from pouring it. So if I'm like, okay, yep, then if I pour it, then I taste it. And then if it's bad, then it kind of ruins your day. And it's like, I don't want this milk anyways. It's getting dumped down. But if it's like, yeah, it's good. To be honest with you, I don't even look at the date anymore. I go with the straight, you know.
Look at it from the side. Is it separated? You know, I think, you know, that's good. I'm kidding. I had a buddy who, you ever had anybody who shook milk? It's like a big old gallon. They would just shake it up before they would pour it.
Could you do that again?
No.
Well, actually, yes, it's common around here because local farmers, and especially back in the day, compared to them my grandparents had a farm. My dad remembers going out to the tank and just getting a thing of milk out of it. And then sometimes you had to scrape a little bit off, but then they're like, warm milk. That's what it's, that's a little bit different, but yeah, they would shake it to mix up the pasteurization.
I had a buddy who would drink it with ice too. Like a different guy.
My dad's a 1 ice cube guy. And I'm like, why do you do that? He goes, you spend enough time drinking warm milk from the tank, and ice cubes a pretty goddamn good treat.
Yeah, fair. I could see that. Yeah,
I don't question that anymore.
Anyway,
let's go with the hot item: eggs. Do you ever check the date, do the float test, or do you just go for it?
I think eggs are they're a weird one because I've had eggs that have gone bad by the expiration date that I've cooked for like a week or two later. And I think they're good probably 2 to 3 weeks afterwards. I've never done any float test. I know there is one. If I crack it open and it smells bad or there's red, I'm not eating it. That's the two things. You know what I mean? Like, what's a bad egg look like?
I was going to say, you have a lot of fresh eggs, so I mean, you can technically keep yours on the counter until you wash them, right?
Yeah, up to 90 days, I believe, is what they say for unwashed eggs. I don't know when they go bad, though, because I mean, I don't eat eggs, so I'm not. We go through them so fast that, like, I'll make scrambled eggs for the kids and stuff, but I mean, we go through easily a dozen and a half a week. We go through some eggs.
That's what I eat every morning. I eat 2 to 3 eggs. So, I mean, they say because if I remember right, by the time the eggs come from whatever factories they typically come from, and then you get them, then they get to the store, usually you can get 3 to 5 weeks or so, I think. But and I think a lot of the things is how good does it taste? Like, I don't think you're going to get salmonella or something. I mean, you're however the hell you say it or spell it, because you're going to cook them anyways. It's not unless you're like pulling a Rocky move, which I've done once, and that was a big mistake.
I know you said salmonella, but it sounded like you said salmonelli, and now you sounds like an Italian guy you don't want to talk to. Like,
salmonelli.
Hey, don't make me give salmonelli a call.
See, I immediately thought
Cousin
Disney,
salmonelli.
Cinderelli. I thought from that mouse. I'm a child, apparently. Damn.
Let's hit another one. What about yogurt?
That's a weird one, man. Another sniff test. It's a sniff test, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the sourness of yogurt anyway, so if there's fruit in it, I may eat it even if it is a little bad, but that's you're messing with fire there.
I don't with yogurt, so I can't. Not really one of my things. See, yeah, I can't tell you. It's always going to smell and probably look like ass to me.
Yeah. Last one, cheese. The cheese, and it's hard to do a smell test with some of them because some are stinky cheeses, some are there. And to be honest with you, I used to eat a lot of cheese until the gallbladder went. And if there was a little bit of mold on it, I cut off that mold and I still eat that goddamn thing. Or my brain said, "Hey, let's cook it on a grilled cheese. It'll be fine. You cook anything, it's good."
If it's cheese, man, and I got a bag of cheese or a block of cheese and there's mold on it, I'm just tossing the whole thing. Sadly, and it hurts. It hurts.
It does.
My grandma used to be like, if there was like hamburger buns and only one of them had just like a little bit of mold on it, she's like, that was the bad one. She's like, there's always one. And I'm like, okay, no. If there was, if it has a little green dot, even if I'm looking at it and I'm like, look, I'm staring at the package. I'm like, that looks a little green. Throw it away. Nope, don't with that.
That's fair. It's not worth the diarrhea.
No, like with cheese though, with like shredded cheese, you're supposed to throw it away like a week after opening. You see that in the package?
Yeah, you're talking, and to your point, you're talking soft cheese, bro. You see green and some soft white or yellow cheese. No, that's growing fast. Mm-hmm. The whole bag is contaminated, you know?
That's why kids are pussies these days. They don't even eat any mold.
So that's homemade penicillin.
Yeah. All right. I got one more game before we get out of here. This one's going to be fun. All right. I think we got time. I'm jumping into this. This is going to be the fast food draft, the ultimate late night meal. How this is going to work? We're going to go main dish, a side, a drink, and maybe if we have time, a dessert. So how it's going to work? Main dish, obviously like a burger, chicken sandwich, taco, steak, pasta, whatever it is. Once somebody picks it, it's off the board. Okay? And let's see who can come up with the best late night or fast food. It's got to be fast food. So somewhere that you can get from wherever. And Brandon, you're the food daddy. I'm going to let you go. Then I'm going to let Euban. I'll bring up the rear. Giggity.
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. Solid.
I was going to say bacon cheeseburger, but it's this cheeseburger.
You can add the bacon. That's fine. Yeah. Bacon cheeseburger. I like it. So cheeseburger's off the board, Euban.
Pizza.
I was thinking pizza.
That was going to be my number one too.
All right, I'm gonna go tacos then. I'm not even gonna mess around. I'm gonna go.
That was going to be my number
that
three.
That was the debate
we're all on
between
the same page.
There we go. So we got Brandon's got the bacon cheeseburger, Euban's got some pizza, and I got some tacos. So now we're gonna go with a side. We're gonna snake draft this. I'm gonna go French fries because I'm not giving Brandon the burger and the fries. That's just not fair. So that means Euban.
Does that take all potatoes or does that take?
I'm going to say just French fry specific. So if you're ordering at a thing, whatever, you can still get, the onion rings.
But can I get curly fries or tater tots? Do you see what I mean?
See, that's what. Yeah, I would say if you're taking fry, you would take all of them, just because.
I say all the fries are gone, but I think tater tots is still on the board. I see them different.
I disagree, but that's another argument.
Okay, all right.
Nachos. Like this.
You just took, in my mind, kind of two main dishes.
Is it? So I'm thinking, so I classify nachos is the chips and cheese. Or like, okay, how about chips and salsa? I'll mix it up. Chips and salsa.
No, you can have nachos.
I see nachos as well as there, because at least where I'm from, you can get them as an appetizer a lot. It's not exactly a main dish. It would be a shareable or a side or.
So whenever you go to like Taco Bell, they have the chips and cheese option. So that's the nacho in my opinion.
Got you.
So chips and cheese.
I got you. I like it. Okay. Yeah, it's tougher, huh?
It's bad and you're overthinking things when you're thinking about getting a side salad.
I was looking at that and I was like, can't bring myself to do it.
I don't want to do tater tots because you're going to think cafeteria tater tots. And I can't do poutine because the man took fries.
What about some onion rings? That's different than a fry.
I forgot about onion rings.
That'd be a good choice with a burger.
I'm going to go with onion petals, which are onion rings, but just cut differently. And
just fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we got Brandon J's got the bacon cheeseburger, onion petals, and he's on the clock for a drink. We're going to go drink. So if somebody says soft drink, all soft drinks off there. So you got soft drinks, shakes, whatever else could be for a beverage. Ewan's got the pizza and nachos, and I got tacos and French fries.
You boys, if I eat a cheeseburger, onion rings, or onion petals, and ice cream, my wife won't let me sleep in the same room with her. Like 2 hours later, and it would just be.
If I eat one of those, I have that. Let alone all three.
So I'm gonna go with Diet Coke. So soft drink.
Okay, soft drinks off the board. Ewan, what are you having with those pizza and nachos?
Dude, I'm having an ice cold beer.
You win, you son of a bitch.
See, I didn't know if we could say that. Like but there is some places that are technically fast food.
I have several sandwich shops that have an ice cold beer that you can have.
Damn,
love it.
That's well done. All right, well, you know what? I'm gonna go with the shake then. You guys left it on the table. A good old shake. Got to go with
Frozen Michael J. Fox. Going to hell.
That's all right. We'll see you there, buddy. You think we leave it at that, or should we try to go with a fast food dessert to really round up this meal?
We gotta do the dessert. Gotta do it. Because you had a shake, and I want to see if you're gonna have a shake and a dessert. Amateur move.
I know. You know what I'm gonna do though? I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with a McDonald's apple pie of some sort. Mix it up a little bit. You get that milkshake with a nice, bring it home, throw it in there, toast up that apple pie.
You know what? I'm gonna finish mine with. I gotta go with the DQ Blizzard, baby.
That was gonna be it, but I can't go shake and Blizzard.
Oh God, mine. If you guys want to know what a successful draft looks like, God, that's so good.
I agree, minus the whole idea of drinking beer and ice cream together. But you're going to have the shits. Like, that's going to be your name, dude. The shits.
It already should be, honestly.
The shits. Is it DA shits?
All right.
The shitinator.
That is a great draft, though. I'll give you that. I would go with 3, and it doesn't matter what number, but I'm going with 3 because you can buy them this way. McDonald's cookies.
Cookies, solid.
Chocolate chip.
The dessert that I was thinking of originally was, I don't know if you guys remember this, the KFC chocolate cake from back in the day.
That was so decadent, dude.
Oh my God.
It was good, but it was just so much.
It was a lot. It reminded me of Matilda, where the kid was just going to town on that big chocolate cake. Give me that KFC cake.
I was going to go with a Brookie. A lot of Brookie fans in my house.
Is that a cookie with ice cream on top?
No, it's a brownie cookie mixture.
Oh.
Choco Taco would have been a good option too.
It's pretty good.
A churro.
Right. To finish that up, Beard Laws with the tacos, French fries, shake, and apple pie. Ewan's got the pizza, nachos, ice cold beer, and DQ Blizzard. Brandon J's got the bacon cheeseburger, onion petal soft drinks, 3 McDonald's cookies, and a sleeping on the couch. That's pretty good.
Shits regardless. Either way, we're gonna, we're gonna finish all of those with a shot of Pepto-Bismol.
Can that be one of? I know that Brandon, you threw out your little jingle with Fred McGriff. You remember that as maybe one of the greatest, but the greatest song in mine is Upset Stomach Diarrhea. Or what is it? The Pepto-Bismol song. Hey, Pepto-Bismol, Upset Stomach Diarrhea. There's heartburn and indigestion or something in there. I guess I don't remember it. I thought I did. But when that plays, that makes me go
diarrhea. I think I can't remember. Hey, mine was always Captain Planet. He says, protect the pussy.
I must have missed that episode.
I mean, how do you not remember that?
That was my favorite episode. That's how I learned to become a man.
Educational. I guess health class was a little bit different where mine was. I was trying to look up the Pepto-Bismol song, but apparently there is a band called Boy Girl Rising that came up with a Pepto-Bismol song, so it's not exactly the one that I was looking for. So according to, of all the places that I've never followed the suggestions or information, Quora.com coming through. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Hey, Pepto-Bismol. Now I'm gonna go listen to some Boy Girl Rising.
See, I'm gonna eat my pizza, my nachos, drink my beer, and eat a DQ Blizzard while listening to the song that I can remember, and that is the J.G. Wentworth song. Okay. Or what was the other? There was a carpet guy too. I forgot who that.
Aladdin.
1-800. Was it Stanley Steamers? No, Empire. Empire Today. Do you guys remember that one? The old guy.
Today.
Yes, dude. Oh man, those old like Time Classic commercials or whatever. Have you ever been entranced by some sweet Lionel Richie? You have today with this 7-disc set. Just like, and you would just hear Celine Dion, because I'm your lady. Just, oh God, trying to sleep during the day when that is blaring at 3:30 in the morning. Beautiful time to be alive, folks.
Fan blowing, air conditioner broke, just hot air, just stinky, gross air. Oh, just my childhood.
Stinky, gross air.
Broken gross in my area. Just cockroaches, just playing whack-a-mole, trying to hit those while you're sleeping, fending for your life.
Man,
so it made you an arcade champ. All of them. You could withstand the smell of an arcade. You could win at the clown game and whack-a-mole. And that's what makes us today. But just looked at the clock. We're pressed for time. Let's get out of here. That was a lot of fun. Boys, I appreciate anybody that's listening. Of course, we appreciate the hell out of you. We'll be back next week. And if for whatever reason the kids of ours are listening, stay out of our goddamn fridge. Unless you want that the expired stuff. Play Expiration Roulette yourself. I'm going to go try to play that game right now. So, all right, we'll be back next week. Be good to your wieners. Bye-bye.
I'm going to play some roulette.
Knock. Who's there? It's the podcast you adore. Stay out of my fridge. We're back, ready to explore. Got a tale to tell, gonna make you laugh, gonna make you smile. So buckle up tight. It's gonna be a wild ride. We're diving deep into your fridge where secrets hide.